Good evening, everyone. A few days ago, Fola came to my house and told me what to say tonight. And I said, let me just, these Gen Zs. I just pretended to agree with her so she could leave me alone. But there's no way anybody can tell my story as well as I can. I thank every single person for being here today to witness a decade. I'm celebrating you also for being friends of over a decade. So I would like to celebrate and congratulate every single one of you because it means that I've known you, at least for most of you, for over a decade. So please, a round of applause. I made a speech in church this morning, and I felt very emotional, and I still do. But I'll try to quickly summarize what my heart was saying this morning. The journey of Woodhall Capital has been long, exciting. I look around the room, and I see, and he doesn't like me doing this because I say it every single time. I see the person who gave us our first transaction. Is he running away? And I look at him, he was sitting next to me today, and I just say, you don't know what you have done. And he likes drinking what he has done because he doesn't like the spotlight on himself. Mr. Goiga Adegun, can you please just wave to every single person here? I didn't even know him, but 10 years ago I met him, roundabout now, and he gave me my first opportunity. A man who decided that he was going to make and give a young lady an opportunity. Sir, I'm not sure the first transaction went through, but he asked me to keep trying. And when people say to me, have you had issues with men in the industry? I said, no. I know a lot of men. If you can show tenacity, if you can comport yourself with respect, I know many, many men that would give you the opportunity. So tonight is also a celebration of Mr. Adegboyega Adegun, who in one afternoon, I met him. Believed in me, believed I could do it, listened to my story, ignored the fact that the transaction didn't go through, ignored the fact that I didn't have a company, ignored the fact that I was shaking, and said to me, Moji, for as long as you can deliver value, the market will reward you. And he said that to me 10 years ago, and he still says it to me today because he's a mentor of mine. And when I call him to rant or rave about anything, he says to me, you just continue delivering value. The market will reward you. I hear a lot of people say that I am a mentor to them and I've influenced so many women. But a lot of men have influenced me. They've made me respect when men decide that they want to give a woman an opportunity. All they ask is that you comport yourself, respect yourself, know your stuff, and be hardworking. And you would find that there's so many people looking who are willing to give opportunities with no strings attached. There are many. Mr. Goiga is not the only one who has given me an opportunity in this room. There's so many of them. And I say to a lot of the mentees, are you ready to pay the price I have paid over the last few weeks, I've been running with two expressions, from pain to purpose, because the journey has been really long. But it's been very rewarding. And one thing I know is I will never despise the days of humble beginnings. It started in a cafe, and I say to people, no matter where I go, I will remember where I'm coming from. As bright and as shiny as the light can be sometimes, you can see all my childhood friends here. You can see my schoolmates from Adesoye College. They're all here representing. You can see all the people that I met when I first came to Nigeria, and people who I grew up with, my aunties in the room. Because I'll never forget, when I wasn't working, those people stood by me, and they ensured that I kept my dream. A lot of them said to me, Moji, you'll get over this. And so many people have turned my office into their own homes. They pass by just to encourage this one friend that has decided to beat the odds. In my generation, with a lot of us, not many of us have broken that band to go and start their own company. But the support I have from each and every single colleague of mine, each and every single classmate of mine, I feel the pressure that my generation is counting on me. I really do, I feel it. And I see in their eyes, this Woodhall Capital project must work. I spoke this morning about the few things that I feel has helped me, and I'm going to very quickly share. I started Woodhall Capital from a place of pain, and the first thing I knew I needed to go and heal. If you build anything and you don't heal, you'll be reacting and you'll be acting from that pain. So I enrolled on a course called Master Life in Guiding Light Assembly. And I spent just under a year going back to reconcile with God because I was very angry with him. I felt, as I said in the podcast, if you've watched it, that he had betrayed me. And I spent that year cleaning up myself. And at the end of the course, I felt that God asked me to go and set up a firm. And he said to me, you're only complaining because you don't know what I have in store for you. I started the firm with NYSC students from my husband's cafe in Banana Island. And then we moved into the offices in Mosley Road. And now we're on Gerrard Road. From the offices in Mosley Road, we opened an office in London during COVID in Dubai. A few weeks ago, we opened in Abuja. And people ask me, how are you able to do this? Thank you. And I say to them, and I say it again, the one who sent me has been backing me all the way. I wake up in the morning sometimes, and I even say to him, this is a bit much. Can we slow down? And he says, no, I want you to keep going. As deep as the pain was, is as far as I want you to go. So every single thing you see that Woodhall is doing, I'm just as mesmerized as you are. I'm just as shocked. I'm just as excited to get on that journey. The second thing, I think, I'm so glad I kept my family. I'm so glad I didn't take my husband for granted. I'm so glad that the success did not get to me. Because when the chips were down, I had a home to go back to. I had someone to go back to. And it's so easy to get carried away. I am so glad that I kept my home. Finally, and I'll end with this, where I'll say a few words about some of my friends who have been pillars in my life. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, every single friend that wiped my tears in the hard days, every single friend who partied with me in the good days. Because I don't want you to only be a friend for bad times. You must be able to rock with me when things are going well. I thank every single one of you from the bottom of my heart for all you did to support me, to support the dreams. I see your reposts, I see your mentions on Instagram. I see how proud you are of me, and I do not take it for granted. I do not take any single one of you. I said it at my 40th birthday, and I'm repeating it now. I will never become too big for any of the people who helped me, who were there for me. Just take it as I've said it. To my mother, Mommy, can you stand up just so everyone can say hello to you? The woman who showed me that it's possible for a woman to decide that she wants to change the narrative. A divorcee in the 80s was not common, and she spent her life, sacrificed her life to send my brothers and my sister and I to the best schools in the world. I am so grateful. She also showed us that it is possible to send your children to the best schools in the world in an ethical manner. And it's so profound for me to know that you can rise without compromises. I thank you, Mommy, for showing me you are the real Woodhall capital, the foundation, the integrity that everyone talks about. I got it from you. And finally, because Fola is here, I would say again, I already said today, that the one thing is that nobody can do this by themselves. Nobody can live life at this pace by themselves. I thank God the Almighty for the day I met my husband, my pillar, my rock. Very few people allow you to fly and really fly. Most people tell you to fly, and there's still the rope that they're using to hold you. He's happiest when I'm flying. He's genuinely happy for me. I don't know where he is. I can't even find him. Oh, there he is. Sweethearts, on behalf of the children and I'd like to say a very big thank you to you. I know so many career women, so many successful women that feel they'll never find a man that can handle their success. And so many people have given up. They think it's impossible. It's so discouraging. It can be so discouraging. You don't know whether to stop trying, stop working. But there are a few good men, and you are one of them. Born into an illustrious family, the Hunponu Wusu family, but this is a man that has nothing to prove to anybody. He just loves his family. He doesn't want to be part of a gang. He doesn't want to be part of a pack. He doesn't mind being rejected so that he can protect his family. I thank you. I thank you on behalf of so many women that are probably sitting here thinking it is possible to find someone who loves you, who can handle the intricacies of flying. I don't know how any more that I can say. I thanked you last night at midnight, and I'm thanking you again today before midnight. Thank you so much. I am grateful. I'm so grateful. To my Woodhall family, I wish I could say that we're going to work less hours. We are not going to work less hours. We're going to fulfill destiny. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep believing. We're going to put Africa on the global map. We're going to show the world that it's possible for an African firm to be a global firm. We're going to show the world that it's possible for Africans to operate at international standards. We're going to show the world that it's possible for Africa to fund international transactions. We're going to show the world that Africans give through the foundation. We're going to show the world that Africans can give in developed countries. We're going to show the world that Africa is not only about poverty, alleviation, that we create wealth, and that we give. We're a very giving people. Thank you so much. I was sat in the office the other day, and I just looked. Every single person in Woodhall Capital believes. They really believe in Africa. On behalf of Woodhall Capital, myself, my family, my children, I say a big, big, big thank you to all our clients, those who have made us extremely successful. Thank you for giving us an opportunity. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for believing in an African firm. Thank you for realizing that it's not only the JP Morgans and the Deutsche Bank that can raise international funding. Thank you for giving African companies the opportunity to tell our own story in our own way. Thank you.